double over double bunks, campside dinette, midship sofa, 10 cubic foot refrigerator, and coming in just over 4,700 pounds. Folks, this is the 2021 Coleman Lantern LT 274BH. All right, folks, the 274BH is not a brand new floor plan by any means. There's a lot of manufacturers that have this floor plan because it has been out for a very long time. But everyone has their own little spin, their own twist, different things they do to make it their own. With this floor plan, if you kind of pan around, Sam, can you kind of turn around and show people what they've done is they have opened up this floor plan. If you see where the sofa is, how there's that half wall, it makes this very big and a big open space, very inviting, doesn't feel closed in. And where this will differ from different manufacturers is some will put a half wall there, some will put a full wall there. And, you know, of course, the wall will give you more privacy, but again, it makes it feel a little more closed in. However, one of the things almost all the manufacturers will do in this floor plan is this right here, and this is part of the reason it's so popular, and that's the campside dinette. The fact that they're able to fit a sofa, as you saw, plus have a campside dinette and double over double bunks, all in a floor plan without having a slide is pretty impressive. So with the campside dinette, the reason I personally like it is because it gives you the view right out to the campsite, right? This is what I want. I want to be able to look out and be able to see my family sitting out there by the campfire roasting s'mores, or just be able to look out to my campsite, not look off at what my neighbors are doing. If I want to, of course, I have a big window there too. I'll show you that in just a moment. But also the dinette, you can see there is plenty of room for 4 people here. So, you know, if the kids want to sit down, everyone has to have a meal or wants to have a meal together, you can do that. Table definitely drops down into a bed as well for some additional sleeping space. You'll see the storage up top, the nice brush nickel pulls. This is one of the things that, again, some of those minor things I like that Coleman does, and that's that they have pulls here instead of knobs. I know it seems minor, but when you go to open some of these up, I've tried to open some with knobs and they're really tight. They're a little bit harder to open. I like the looks of the pulls. I like the functionality as well. Of course, you have a little bit of storage there. You have a stereo. That one is Bluetooth capable. You'll see there's a spot to mount a TV if you want it, and the connections for that are right up on the ceiling. And the great thing about that is you have a good view to that TV from one side of the dinette or the sofa, as we saw in the midship. Roof-mounted AC. The controls for the AC unit are right there on the unit itself. Your heat, of course, will be controlled by your thermostat right over on the wall, and the heat ducts are run through the floor, so that way they can put the heat ducts wherever they want. There's always advantages and disadvantages to anything when you're talking about the design process in RV manufacturing. And one of the advantages of having the RV ducts run through the floor is, again, you can put those heat ducts in select locations. You get to choose where it comes up and penetrates through the floor. If you run it through the furniture, you are basically bound to where the furniture is located to where you can run those heat ducts. So, you know, again, there's definitely some advantages of running it in the floor itself. 300-pound double over double weight, or 300-pound weight capacity, double over double bunks. I'll roll in here, 6 foot tall. You can see that I can completely stretch out, which is really nice. LED light plus dual USB ports there. So if you need to plug anything in, whether it's phone, tablets, you know, the kids can have a spot to hang out on a rainy day because it's nice and big. You know, having that electrical outlet is a great addition. When we come into the bathroom, you'll see here again, as I mentioned, 6 foot tall. It is a little tight on my legs and on my toes. That's pretty common for a lot of the Lantern LT floor plans. You know, if that's an issue with you, if you're a really taller person, then I definitely recommend taking a seat, make sure it can work for you. I could definitely do this no problem, and I could just put my feet back here. You know, again, I'm not looking to camp out here or spend all day, so it is enough space where I can get done what I need to get done, and I definitely have a lot of shoulder room. The countertop does come over quite a bit. I like the extra countertop space. Of course, electrical outlet there, plumbing access underneath. This one just has a mirror. You don't have a medicine cabinet, just a standard mirror there. You'll notice the robe hook. And then when I step into the shower, it's 6 foot tall. I can clear without being in this skylight. Again, if you're much taller than that, this is not this is not a skylight. This is a vent fan, so it only gives you about an inch of height. So, you know, if you're 6'2", something like that, chances are you'll be ducking down in the shower. Anything shorter than that, and you should be just fine. Making our way back out, this is probably one of the things I am most excited about. This was a huge change for the 2021 model year, and that is they went from a 7 cubic foot fridge to a 10 cubic foot 12 volt refrigerator. This is, again, just a huge addition. One, because you're getting the extra space. Two, the fact it is 12 volt means that it can run off your batteries, and with that, if you have a couple batteries and enough solar, you can basically run this nearly indefinitely because it is a very low power draw. And of course, because it is compressor driven, it cools down much quicker too. So not like an RV refrigerator where you have to turn it on overnight and it's still barely cold by morning. With this, you turn it on, it'll cool down within a couple hours. Microwave right there across the top, additional storage. You'll see you kind of have the white out glass right there. So that way you can't see anything that's in there, but it helps break up the wood look too. Of course, LED lights behind. This is a new addition here as well. This, I'll open it up so you can see, this is a window stretching basically the entire backsplash, which is really cool. That lets in a ton of light. I'm glad that the blinds are there too, so you do have the additional privacy, of course. High-rise faucet, big single basin sink. You know, this again, it's a love it or hate it thing. Some people like the big single basin because you can fit residential pots and pans down in there easier. Some people don't like it because it's a little bit tougher to wash and rinse dishes. You know, you kind of have to get like a separate container almost for washing. But, you know, again, take it for what it is. You love it, you hate it. Let me know. You know, this is one of those things, right? Do you prefer a single basin sink, or do you prefer having a double bowl sink? Let me know in the comments section. That way I can get it back to the manufacturers. You also see right over to this side is your 3-burner recessed cooktop. The glass cover here doubles as prep space. Fold this up and back. There's your 3 burners, the front one being high output. If you want the knobs to light up, this one has that feature. And then, of course, it does have the oven, so you're able to do some baking. Right down underneath, a little bit of additional storage there. There is an access panel, so it's nothing huge, but if you have like, you know, some dual sink top covers, something like that, it's a good spot to be able to store those. Then you will see 3 full extension ball bearing drawers running all the way down, which is great that we have plenty of room for your flatware, a lot of your other utensils, you know, dish towels, things like that. Then a little bit of additional storage right under there for maybe some camping pots and pans. You'll notice your electrical outlet, USB port there too. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, the Jackknife Sofa. Now, the thing that I like about this is, you know, a lot of times in a floor plan this size, without having like a slide out, it's hard to be able to get this in any other way. But this is very functional because, you know, you can still have conversation with the people in the dinette. They might have to turn around right here, but you can still do that. And more importantly, you have a view to the TV. So if you want to have movie night, you can sit in the dinette, you can sit right here, family can snuggle in, have some popcorn, and everyone can, you know, enjoy Frozen 2 or whatever the hot movie is at the time. They do also have the fold down armrest, so it kind of creates like pseudo theater seating if it's just 2 of you. You'll notice some cup holders in there. And then if we lift this up, you will see over to this side is all storage. Now, that's great too because it is pretty easy access and it's good for larger items like extra bedding, things like that. Need to put some totes in there full of clothes, you can do that too. And then right up front is the bedroom, as I mentioned, the half wall. There's a privacy curtain, so you can close that off. And then, again, this is, you know, one of those things that, you know, may not work for you for this floor plan, right? If you have like a full wall, you can put a door in there if you wanted. But, you know, most of this style of floor plan doesn't. You have, like I said, a half wall, a 3/4 wall, then you have a curtain to close off. So if you don't want a curtain, if you want a door, 274 might not be for you. But if you don't mind, curtain's great, you know, that's all you need, then you're good to go here. You will see that you can fully walk around the bed, no problem, which is great. You have wardrobes up top. You have your nightstands down underneath, USB ports, electrical outlets on both sides, windows on both sides as well. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2021 Coleman Lantern LT 274BH. Right up front, folks, this unit does come with a power tongue jack, which is awesome because it makes it a lot easier to connect and disconnect from your tow vehicle, and it'll save you probably about $300 to $400 aftermarket because that's normally what it costs to have one of those installed. And if you haven't used one before, highly recommend it. It is much simpler to, as I said, hook up to your tow vehicle because obviously you don't have to crank it up and down. Behind that, you have 2 20-pound propane tanks, and then you'll see, of course, rails there for your battery. You also see right down here, that is solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy the portable panels, plug it in right there, and it'll trickle charge your battery. Coming up the front is a diamond etch plating, help to protect that front end from rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. When we come around to the side, you will see right here, this one does have a magnetic catch, so you can put it up just like that. The thing I like about this, especially on bunk models, is that when the kids come by and they go to slam it shut, if you have the plastic clips or the tabs, sometimes they'll snap, they'll break. Don't have to worry about it with magnets. If you take a look inside, you will notice that this is a pretty big pass-through as well. It does narrow down a little bit on the other side, but you do have the big opening right over there, which is great for some of those larger items. This one, you will see, comes equipped with the power stabilizer jack. So if you drop down right down below, you can see that. Now remember, this is not auto level or anything to that effect. It comes as an option normally on the LT. This one has been optioned with the power stabilizer jacks on there, but if you don't want them, that's okay. It comes prepped, and if that's not a big deal to you, you can save a little bit of money and order it without. But it is of course a nice feature to have. Just makes setup time a little bit shorter. Right up top's a power awning with an LED light. Flip that on, boom, good to go. You'll see speakers underneath. Those are connected to that stereo we saw inside. And right there, you'll also notice this unit has the upgraded solid steps by LCI, aluminum treads. You have the grip tape, so it's nice and easy to get up and down. Adjustable feet there too, and of course that just flips right inside the door when you're done using them. Electrical outlet outside in case you need to plug anything in. Easy lube axles on there. Making our way to the back, again, another switch right back here. This one, of course, will operate your rear two stabilizer jacks. The front one is obviously for the front two. Square tubular bumper here, so it gives you a spot to store your sewer hose. But before we go around to the back, I do want to say, right, for this model, there's some things I think they nailed inside, especially when you talk about that 10 cubic foot refrigerator. That's something that in this price point you normally don't get. I think they nailed it there. If there's one thing I think they failed personally, I really wish they would have given you an outside door. I forgot to show it when we went inside. There is access to storage underneath the bunk inside. You can lift it up, but I really wish they would have put a door here so you can use that access outside too, just because it's a lot easier to load and unload for travel. So if there's one fail on this camper, that's probably it for me. Not a huge deal. Again, it's just a convenience thing. I wish that is something that they would have done. Let me know what you guys think. If that's something that you think that you would like, put that in the comment section because I can pass it on. If it's not a big deal to you, if you're like Ian, I really don't care, I can just lift up the bed inside, great. Then I'll move forward with that as well. Right up top, you can see backup camera prep. So if you want a backup camera, having the prep makes it easier to have that installed, saving you money on labor. Right down underneath is your termination. You can see both your black and gray tank valves there. 30 amp power cord located here. Freshwater inlet you can see right over there. And I would open this side up for you, but this of course is locked. All right, and now that we have a key, we'll unlock this compartment. Because what I did want to show you is this right here, folks, because this is new for 2021. You'll see they have a little convenience center here. So you'll notice water access, your city water inlet will be located there, as well as your cable inlet and then an electrical outlet. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2021 Coleman Lantern LT 274BH. If you're interested in this family RV and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Also in the comments section, let me know what you think they nailed, what you think they failed, or if you were designing this RV, what you would change. Thanks again for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.